I am the Lonely Necron, and welcome to my basement, once again. So, last time, a squad of the Space Marines managed to escape from the Necrons that they had, noticed. And so, after returning, they have formed up a little grouping to go back and try and get some quick Night Lord revenge. So, we'll have a Sorcerer and a Master of Possessions, and a small squad of 8 Space Marines. The guy with the power axe and a plasma pistol in the lead, a heavy bolter, and then 6 guys with bolt pistols and chain swords, and all 8 of those guys will be riding in that rhino. And then at the start, these 5 warp talons and those 2 obliterators will kind of do like an ambush jump thing on the Necrons when they see them. And if they need assistance, they can summon in this here Demon Prince of Slaanesh. And for the other side, a poor little Necron patrol just out doing their thing, minding their own business. With 5 immortals with the never Goss. With the Tesla carbines, 3 scarabs. We have an Annihilation barge that actually does have a Goss cannon. 3 Canoptic wraiths that just have particle casters and vicious claws. And then a Canoptic wraith, a Technomancer, leading it all off. And if they need assistance, they can summon in this Hexmark Destroyer. So the Necrons will be over here on the cemetery side, doing some sort of random patrol thing. They'll get ambushed by the Obliterators and Warp Talons. And the rest of those guys will come charging up through this area to try and kill them off. So let's set things up and see how we end up with that. So the Rhino with all the dudes inside, ready to charge up and take on these guys who are about to be ambushed. So I guess we'll start with Necron. God damn it. Night Lord's turn 1. So the Obliterators and the Warp Talons just kind of hop down right there to try and take out this major, massive, annoying Immortals and Annihilation barge that are definitely a threat to anybody. So nobody's close enough for Psychics. Definitely a shooting phase, so we'll see what happens to the Necrons here in a second. After a truly interesting shooting phase, the Obliterators managed to really knock this guy down. So 7 damage to the Annihilation barge. And now we go on to charge phase. After an interesting Overwatch where Immortals did manage to kill a Warp Talon, now we get into the fight phase. Lightning Claws versus Mortals, we'll see. Well, they're definitely feeling it today. The Warp Talons decimated the Immortals, killed 3 of them off. Reanimation did not save them. So yeah, good thing that he's a Technomancer, or whichever one that does, either way. So yeah, Necron turn 1. Movement. Yay, movement. Definitely got the Necron's attention, so the Annihilation Barge gained health. The Immortals just fell back to the fence line. Technomancer didn't really do anything. The Wraiths just turned around in preparation to shoot and charge the Warp Talons. And the Scarabs saw the Rhino, and they're advancing off towards that. No Catan, so we go into shooting. This is a very unfulfilling shooting phase. The Annihilation Barge jumped its Twin Tesla Destructor and its Gauss Cannon into the Obliterators. Only did a couple points of damage. Shot a Staff of Light from the Technomancer into the Warp Talons and didn't do anything. And the Wraiths also tried to shoot the Warp Talons and didn't do anything. So that'll take us on to charging. The Wraiths charged into the Warp Talons and killed 1 of them. In an amazing display of saves by the Warp Talons, they managed to fight back and do a wound to the Wraiths, so they're still in the game. So that'll take us over to Night Lord's turn, whatever it is. 2 maybe? 3? I don't think turns really matter at this point. Either way. We'll see how that, yeah. Rhino charges forward. Nobody else moves. The Warp Talons are supremely confident they can take on these monstrosities. The Obliterators, they feel they have a good range on this. It shouldn't be a problem. Yeah. Shooting phase. So they do call them Obliterators for a reason. They wiped out the Annihilation Barge. Rhino shot its Havoc Launcher at the Immortals and missed. And that takes us on to charge phase, which doesn't really matter. So, fight phase. So the Warp Talons did manage to do a little bit of damage to the Wraiths before they were utterly destroyed in return to combat thingy. So, yeah, the Obliterators are probably kind of lonely right now. Alright, so now it's Necron's turn. Movement. Yay, movement. So the Technomancer and the Immortals just kind of moved up a little bit with their attention on the Obliterators. The Wraiths moved up a little bit, also with their attention on the Obliterators. Scarabs charged forward again to get to the other side of the gate, hopefully to be some sort of semi-destructive speed bump for the Rhino. We'll see. Shooting phase. So, the Immortals pumped their shots on the Obliterators, and nothing happened. And the Wraiths also pumped their stuff in the Obliterators, and nothing happened. So, charge phase, and subsequently fight phase. So the Wraiths charged in Overwatch, the Obliterators managed to kill one. It didn't regenerate during the fight phase. The Wraiths performed poorly yet again, and only did 1 damage to the Obliterators. Sigh. So that would make it the Night Lord's turn. Night Lord's movement. So the Rhino charged up to here, and the Obliterators fell back. Okay. I don't remember what the rules for disembarking are, if you can move and then disembark, or if it's disembark after you before movement, but for the sake of argument and for the fact that probably people will die, yeah, the Rhino moved up there and the Night Lord dudes all jumped out. If the Rhino survives, it'll run away again. So now we go on to the Psychics. There are 2 Psychics, so we'll see what they do to the Scarabs.